We start here with the exterior inspection, pre-flight inspection. On the left-hand nose section we have the captain's pitot, just underneath the left alpha vane. Radome is undamaged, and now we continue with the nose wheel well. Inside the nose wheel we just make a general check for any signs of hydraulic leaks. All the lines are dry, the steering cylinders are okay, condition of the nose wheel tires is okay, also the deflation of the nose strut. Here on the right hand side we also have the pitot tubes of the first officer, auxiliary pitot, and just underneath the alpha vane. Again, here we have the nose strut. We check the condition of the tire, the scissors and the strut deflection. We continue here with the fuselage area, just checking for general condition. As you can see, the livery of this aircraft is Lauda Air. Lauda Air is a daughter of Austrian Airlines. We continue here with the inlet scoop for the air conditioning duct. Here we have a deflector door which prevents debris going into the door, and also here we have a ram air modulating door. We continue here in the area of the fuselage to wing joint, and also we take a look into the bypass of the engine just to make sure that no foreign object has clogged up the oil cooler, which you can see down here in the fan bypass. We continue to the front of the engine. We now make sure that the inlet shroud is not damaged. Also we have a temperature probe inside, and we do an inspection of the fan blades and that the fan does turn. We made a visual inspection here on the engine nacelle. Also on the underneath side we checked for any signs of hydraulic fluid like oil or hydraulic fluid, and that all the latches are locked. We see here the fuel gauges, left, center and right wing tank. All the delivered quantity we expected to see, so now the refueler just locks up the refueling station. We continue the outside check here along the wing, verifying the leading edges are not damaged. There's no sign of fuel leakage on all the fuel panels. Also on the winglet and on the position light there's no structural damage. Just have to go to sign for the fuel. We just do a visual inspection here on the ailerons, on the flight control surfaces. Also here along the flaps. We continue here with the right main landing gear. We just do a visual inspection on the condition of the tires. They both look alright. Also we have here check the deflection of the strut, and there's not any sign of leakage on the strut. Also we see the brake wear pins. Here on the brake units, each wheel has a separate brake unit and a sufficient brake life, as we see. Also here up front in the area of the shimmy damper and the scissors, there's not any sign of damage or any leaks. Now we're inside the main wheel well. Here we have the major components for hydraulics and for the flight controls. We have hydraulic reservoirs, hydraulic A, hydraulic B, as well as a standby hydraulic here in the deck. Here up here we see the flap drive. That's a hydraulic motor which drives the normal flap operation, and on the other side we have an electric motor for the alternate flap operation, which is just driven through these torque tubes. And finally turning down here these check screws, extending or retracting the flaps as we selected up in the cockpit. And up here we have the main landing gear up lock, so that's the uplock assay which holds the gear retracted. Here we see the outflow valve, and the outflow valve is used to regulate the cabin pressurization. Also here, no signs of any damage. Door is locked. And the APU inlet is also fine. There's no structural damage on the horizontal stabilizer. We now continue the pre-flight check on the left-hand side of the aircraft, which is basically identically to the right-hand side. Here in the tail area we have a tail skid. It's a tail skid to prevent a tail strike during rotation on takeoff. If we rotate the aircraft and would touch the runway just during liftoff, that tail skid prevents structural damage to the aircraft. Also here we check any signs of damage on the leading edges of the stabilizer, also on the vertical fin. All the static discharges are in place. And we continue inspection on along the left side of the fuselage, also verifying that the emergency exits over wing are closed and locked. We continue here in the left-hand wing to body fairing. Again, here we see the deflector door of the left-hand air conditioning bay inlet and the modulating valve. Now we're almost through. We just continue here. Again, a condition check of the fuselage area of the windows, and we make sure that our static ports are not clogged and that the air stair door here is properly locked and latched. Wir schließen nun hier die Sichtkontrolle ab. Auf der linken Seite des Rumpfes eine Sichtkontrolle, die Fenster. Hier haben wir auch Statikports-Abnahmen, die wichtig sind für unsere Anzeige im Cockpit. Schließen dann wieder hier die Vorflugkontrolle ab, wo wir sie begonnen haben. We just here now stop with the pre-flight inspection right where we started it. So actually it's just a walk once around the aircraft.
So. The runway 34 right is identified. Check. Safety. Good, is it cleared for takeoff? Fine. Takeoff. You have control. I have controls. Check. D1. Rotate. Positive rate? Yep.
Aircraft 170 ready for departure right, 348.
Aircraft 170, line up and wait, 348.
Line up and waiting.
Flaps on.
Austrian 2036 from Santorini, cleared flight level 160, report passing 70.
Cleared 160, Oriado 70, Austrian 2036.
160 set, jet.
Aircraft
Flaps up.
170 requested final altitude to Mykonos.
Flight level
70, wind 300 degrees, 7 knots, cleared for takeoff, runway 34 right.
clear for takeoff, 348,
Flaps up,
Aircraft
enough.
170.
Axle auto. The landing is up and out, flaps up no light. After takeoff check is completed.
Okay.
Austrian 2036 from Santorini, level passing now.
Holland 153 for 160. Austrian 2036.
Austrian 2036, reach and maintain 160, contact Athene 125.2, γεια σας.
152, γεια σας, Austrian 2036. Athene Calimera, Austrian 2036, level 160, Kimat Milov.
2036, καλημέρα, report Skok.
Squawk 2006, Austrian 2036.
And 2036, continue climb to flight level 200.
Continue climb, flight level 200, Austrian 2036.
200 set, enough.
Check.
Fly 510, radio.
And here in the FMC we have a page called Econ Cruise, where we see the altitude capability of the aircraft based on its present weight and the temperature. So the maximum altitude would be 38,900 feet. The optimum altitude for cruise would be 37,800 feet. And the nearest flight level available by ATC would be 380. So we would then request flight level 380 for the most economic cruise from ATC. And 360, Austrian 2036.
360 is set.
Check. On my Corinthos, we are 3 minutes ahead.
Okay.
Austrian 2036, rating 360, maintain, contact 134325, goodbye.
Austrian 2036 to reach and maintain 340, 13425, goodbye.
And 2036, rating maintain 360.
Reach and maintain 360, 13425, goodbye, Austrian 2036.
Victor, can you confirm please clear level?
Calimera, Austrian 2036, level 350, climbing 360. Approaching 360.
Checked. Good day, ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck, your first officer. I'd like to welcome on board this Austrian Airlines Boeing 737-800 on a flight today to Vienna. Some information regarding our route. We departed Santorini north direction after takeoff. We continued left direction to city of Athens. Actually, we are cruising our cruising altitude, which is today 38,000 feet, which equals 11,600 meters. Already passed city of Athens, and now we are direction city of Corfu. Thereafter, we continue via Tirana and Dubrovnik and Sarajevo to Zagreb and at least to the city of Graz, and from there to Vienna. Remaining flight time 1 hour and 40 minutes. Weather along the route is reported very good, and the actual weather of Vienna at the moment, broken clouds and the temperature of 21 degrees Celsius. So we wish you a nice day on board.
Okay, so approach briefing for Vienna. We expect ILS approach for runway 34 in Vienna. Initially Gleichenberg 5 whiskey arrival, which goes from Golf Bravo Golf, Gleichenberg to waypoint 201, thereafter to the point Xanut, waypoint 202, and point Nixie to cross this point at maximum flight level 180 and thereafter the point Ballard, which is all in the FMC. Gleichenberg, waypoint 201, Xanut, waypoint 202, Nixie, flight level 180 below and the speed at 250 or below, and thereafter our clearance limit Ballard with the holding overhead the point Ballard, and thereafter we expect the Ballard 1 November transition begins at Ballard. After Ballard, waypoint 872, waypoint 8904, and thereafter 893, 892, 891, 836, 835 and 834, which is also stored in the FMC. And thereafter we finally expect radar vectors for the ILS runway 34. The sectors based on Solenau. The highest sector is 8,400 feet. It's also on our final approach, and on the missed approach we are on the sector with 5,400 feet. The initial approach altitude is 3,000 feet. The final approach course will be 342, set on both sides on the course selector, and the auto marker at 2,010 feet. Minimum baro 800 feet. And in case of missed approach, we climb straight ahead on radial 342 Wagram inbound to the VOR Wagram, climbing to 5,000 to join the hold overhead Wagram. Now set up for our approach is the ILS 108.1. And 360 is set and vertical speed checked.
Austrian 2036, aggravated Bogota identified. Descent to flight level 280 at 2,000 feet from 8 for grade.
Descending level 280 for 82,000 for grade Austrian 2036.
280 is set.
Austrian 2036, correct.
Yeah, further nav setup is 2 times the ILS active, and Wagram we are pre-selected for our missed approach. The ADFs are not required for this approach. The final approach course is set and our baro minimum 800 feet is set. Auto brakes 1 with flaps 40 for the approach to vacate on runway 34. To the left, depending on the traffic, if there is no traffic we take maybe Bravo 7. If there is traffic behind us we take Bravo 7. If there is no traffic we take Bravo 4, Bravo 5 to leave the runway. Yeah, that's for our briefing, and any questions? So the approach briefing is completed. And
Danke, no questions.
Austrian 2036, skip level 180, Nixie level.
Get 180, Nixie level, Austrian 2036.
7 Zulu, climb flight level 230. Climb flight level 230, Austrian 847 Zulu. November 676, Romeo Whiskey, with 14,000.
Service Director, Austrian 2036.
Service Austrian 2036, descent 4,000 feet, QNH 1016.
4,1016, Austrian 2036.
4,000 is set. Checked. 1016, 7,200.
Checked.
Approach checklist.
Austrian 372 Romeo, descent 4,000 feet. Descent 4,000 feet, Austrian 372 Romeo.
Approach checklist complete, danke.
2036, turn left heading 110.
Left heading 110, Austrian 2036.
Austrian 7 to Golf Quebec, established. Yeah, coming established, Austrian 7 to Golf Quebec. 7 to Golf Quebec, Dankeschön, Tower 123, decimal 8. 3 decimal 8 check out freeway.
Kannst du noch geradeaus gehen?
Austrian 372 Romeo, right heading 250, descend 3000 feet. Turn right heading 250 and descend 3000 feet, Austrian 372 Romeo. Austrian 2036, descend 3000 feet, left heading 080.
Descending 3000, left 080, Austrian 2036.
November Romeo Whiskey, speed 200 knots.
3000 is checked, 3000 is checked.
Austrian 372 Romeo, reduce 200 knots, turn right heading 300. Reducing speed 200, turn right heading 300, Austrian 372 Romeo. Austrian 2036, reduce speed 200 knots.
200 knots, Austrian 2036.
Minus 302 Quebec, geschlossen. Service Austrian 302 Quebec, descend 4000 feet.
Ja, Flaps.
Auf 4000, Austrian 302 Quebec. Ost 2036, left heading 010, descend 3000 feet, clear LS 34.
Left heading 010, 3000, clear LS 34, Austrian 2036.
Austrian 372 Romeo, right heading 320, clear LS runway 34.
3000 is set.
Right heading 320, clear LS 34, Austrian 372 Romeo. November Romeo Whiskey, reduce 180 knots. 18066. Wind director, good dog, Austrian 41 to Mike. Service Austrian 41 to Mike, descend 5000 feet, clear NH 1016. Clear 5000 feet, 1016, Austrian 41 to Mike. Austrian 302 Quebec, right heading 180. Right heading 180, left 302 Quebec. November Romeo Whiskey, reduce 160 knots. 160 knots, 606. Austrian 2036, reduce 180.
Flaps 5 bitte.
180, Austrian 2036.
Austrian 302 Quebec, reduce 200 knots. Quebec 200, Austrian 302 Quebec.
Approach.
Checked. Flaps 5.
November Romeo Whiskey, contact Tower 123, decimal 8, bye-bye. Bitte decimal 8. Austrian 372 Romeo, speed 180. Speed back 180, Austrian 372 Romeo, established 34. Danke. Austrian 372 Romeo, ciao. Austrian 2036, reduce 160 knots. On to Mike, left heading 360, clear the last 34. Left 360, clear the last 34, send forward to Mike. Service Austrian 6 for Mike, Papa, descend...
Down inside.
November Romeo Whiskey, expedite vacating. 76, accelerated.
Checked.
372 Romeo, 121, 710 50. 2036, 330 degrees 9 knots, runway 34 to land.
Clear the land 34, Austrian 2036.
Tower low, Austrian 820, stable LS 34.
Minimums.
820 is good. Wind tower, good dog, Austrian, forward to Mike, established 34. Forward to Mike.
100. 50.
Wind tower, good dog, Austrian, forward to Mike, established 34. Good, forward to Mike.
Braking.
Auto brake disarmed.
Checked.
60 knots.
Checked.
High controls.
Ja, Controls.
Okay, dann müssen wir auf die links auf die Fokker aufpassen.
2036, 121, 710 50.
121, 750, Austrian 2036.
From 302 Quebec, 3.
Ground control, Austrian 2036, Bravo 5.
036 Servus, number 1, Delta Lima, Charlie 39.
Number 1, Delta Lima, Charlie 39, Austrian 036.
Gut. So, Charlie 3900.
Ja. Und, ja, genau. 39.
Da ist es, ne?
Genau.
schönen guten Tag, Austrian 6 for Mata Papa, geht in Bravo 7. Bravo 7 to weather, standing by Austrian 6 for Mata Papa.